Hey guys, before we get into this awesome video of our garden update, I wanted to remind you that it is Friday, which means Frugal Family Food. We had originally asked Cherish from Hope's Homestead if she would be our collaborator for this week, and she was totally on board, but unfortunately her husband has lost his grandfather and they are putting him to rest today. So if you would remember that family. But in her stead, we have my home slice, my BFF, my kindred spirit, my homegirl, Miss Amanda Bill from the Fundum Home, who is also co-creator of the Frugal Family Food. And she is going to be giving us her Frugal Sloppy Joe recipe. And now I'm hungry. I'm going to throw the iCard right up there. So go check it out. Get you some Sloppy Joe. Now, let's go check out that garden.
What makes your garden grow? Water and sunshine. What makes your spirit grow? Knowing that she'll be mine. Tater bug, eating my potatoes. Tater bug, growing my tomatoes. Tater bug, what makes you so hungry? Tater bug, eating all my money.
Good morning, you guys. It is Friday mid-morning. It's almost afternoon. And yes, I look like a mess, but you guys know how I do. I keep it real up in here, right? But I am feeling super rejuvenated at this very moment, even though we didn't get in bed until somewhere close to 1 o'clock this morning. So it's beautiful outside. It is a little windy, but I wanted to show you guys an update on the plants and the garden area, and I need to put on some shoes. So you guys are seriously not gonna believe my tomato plants. I'm like, okay, I knew the trifecta was great because I've used it before, but I guess I just forgot how amazing it is. But I'm gonna have to repot my tomato plants again. I'm trying to get out the door. Would you look at this? Like, they are slumping over because they have no support. So you can even see what I'm doing. Okay, so these are all my Roma tomatoes here. See, look at this. I need to, wind is a good thing. It's helping strengthen those stems, but you can see over here, they need something to hold them up. So everything is doing amazing. My herbs look great. My peppers look great. These are my cherry tomatoes. These are the black cherry, or the black vernissage. Did I say that right, Luke? Look, here is my thyme. Those look fantastic. Everything just looks, I'm just so excited. I cannot wait to get this stuff in the dirt. Look at my black cherry tomatoes. I mean, do they not look so happy? I need to prune my basil, but anyway, okay, so let me take you out and show you the garden area. Guys, I apologize for the wind, so I hope you can hear me. We got the garden tilled up, and I know a lot of you guys, it probably kills your soul that we tilled. Hubby is home, and we were looking at the size of the garden and decided to step it off. Turns out, it's just a little bit bigger than what I originally said. I said it was about 1,400 square feet. It's actually about 2,500 square feet. Yeah, which is great. That is really, really exciting. So, as and my gardener says, we're growing bigger going home. Over here, if you guys remember, we had that greenhouse plastic on half of the garden. So we've been able to take it up. Our friend is still letting us borrow it. This is big enough that it will cover both raised beds, and I think what I'm going to do is take the PVC pipe out of our shed, and I think I'm going to make a little low tunnel and set my tomato plants, because my tomato plants are getting too tall for the greenhouse. So I think what I'm going to do is, once I repot them, I'm just going to bring them out here, and I'm going to loop the PVC pipe, kind of create a tent, and then just lay the plastic over it, and maybe even put some radishes in there. What do y'all think? I'm so excited. I can't even stand myself. Look, our pear tree is leafing out. Hopefully we'll have some blossoms, but I don't know. It's we moved into this house 4 years ago today, and I planted my fruit trees a month after we moved in. So 4 years is the standard time for fruiting, so we'll see. My apple trees, and you can see we're starting to get a little bit of activity on these babies, so hopefully very soon. Yep, here we go. A little bit of some leafing out right here. Is another one, and I can't remember which one's which. I have an Empire apple tree and an Arkansas black apple tree, and I can't remember which one's which, but I have it in my garden journal, and that is a Flemish pear tree. Okay, so let me show you guys what's happening over here. All right, do you see what I see? This is mulch from our blue spruce stump that we had ground down. So we've got this big pile here, we've got a big pile over there, and we have a small pile over there. What we are going to use this is we are going to use it to keep the weeds down from around the garden beds. Okay, and so we have talked about weeds and trying to keep the weeds down and everything. So I think what we're going to do is we're just going to put, and I called it black paper, I think, on my last video. What I'm talking about is the landscaping fabric. We used that last year, but what we did, and I think where we messed up, is we actually used them in between the rows, and I didn't actually like cut a hole in the fabric to plant down in. So that's what we're going to do this year, is we're just going to cover the whole area with the black fabric, and then I'm going to cut holes into it, and hopefully that will cut down on weeds. So what's going to be happening in the very near future here at the Wheat Shire is we are going to take that mulch and we're going to put it around our raised beds. I'm going to repot my tomato plants into bigger pots, and then I'm going to try to move them out here, as well as maybe plant some radishes, maybe even some kale. But I do need to add more, I need to put some compost, because they have settled quite a bit. So some compost and some soil in these beds. And guys, we're gardening, so super excited. Yay for growing your own food. Okay guys, so you know that we are all about growing our own food and doing it as frugally as possible. Well, my husband and my son just got home from getting us a little, I don't want to call it a freebie, because there's definitely a lot of sweat equity that has gone into this project. But a lady that my father-in-law knows said, hey, I've got this chain link fence. If anybody wants to come and pull it up, they can have it. So that is exactly what my husband and my son just did. They went and they got the chain link fence. They got some of the posts, not all of them. So we are actually going to be using this in the garden. We're going to be using this in the garden to keep our little digging dog out of it. So we were just talking about how we're going to do this. And the plan is, now this isn't going to be enough to go around our 2,500 square foot garden. So we are going to have to invest some money in getting some, but it is definitely, I mean, how many years? This will last forever. So Hercules. We are going to use this around the garden to keep our dog out, and I'm also going to use this to trellis our pole beans and our tomato plants, maybe even our cucumber plants. So I'm really excited to have this. I was actually planning on purchasing some cattle panels to use in the garden, but this is even better. It's free, and it's gonna serve more than one purpose. So if you're willing to put some work into it, then there's a lot of things that you can do for free. So that's the garden update, and I'm so excited. I hope you guys are happy and you're growing where you're planted, and that's all I've got for you guys today. Until next time.